you can go along and go along and go along and use the same leadership style, and it works, but the virtual leader gave me the ability to try some different things too and see if maybe some other things might work better.
The program kind of makes you become aware of what's important to some of the other people in that meeting, and you have to basically work to not only get your ideas passed, but try to sometimes get their ideas passed if they're reasonable ideas and they fit within the parameters of what you're trying to do as far as business-wise, financial-wise, or morale-wise.
And if one member went into the scenario, they'd say, look, this is what I'm seeing, what are you seeing? And they would talk about it. And then the other one would jump in, well, this is what I did, and this is what I saw. And so we were constantly sharing the different ideas as we were going through it. And at different times, like Mark was very good at achieving the directing style, and Jay was pretty good at coming up, and very good actually getting the delegating style, where the other ones, we were pretty much dead on participating. So we were going back and forth with all that and sharing the different ideas and how to achieve that.
As far as maintaining morale, of course you ask the individuals, you praise them for their ideas, you ask them for their opinions, and you keep it flowing.
And for myself, I think sometimes when you go in with an agenda, you're not engaging everyone and you're not getting those hidden ideas because you're so set on your agenda, and that bringing people in and making them participate, ask them what's on your mind. You make them fall into a comfort zone that's going to go ahead and open them up more.
Mm-hmm. One of the things that I thought was interesting was something that you said, Rebecca, about using leadership styles that were different from your typical or your comfortable leadership style, and being forced out of your comfort zone to try different styles of leadership, particularly in the fifth scenario where all of that tension was going on.
But we look at the final scores, then it got kind of competitive. So, for me and my job, I get a 4:30. Sometimes I get a 4 o'clock, and just let me do it one more time. I'm trying to get a better score before I go to work, get ready to go to work. So I got frustrated, couldn't get it, so I turned my computer off.
Once that 90 post, the rest of us kind of went back and went, oh no, we got to get that too.
Peer pressure came along, so I got to do better at this.
Kept me trying the scenarios over and over again, especially during the fifth scenario, because it was just probably one of actually it was the hardest scenario to work as far as getting the ideas, getting the hidden ideas out, getting them passed.
I know one of the concepts that I took specifically from the fifth exercise that we did was throwing out an idea that you can really get consensus on, and you knew it wasn't going to pass. You could never get it to pass even if you tried to force it all the way on your own. But people who were at the table and generally quiet or combative, it would bring them together and form a consensus. And that's a concept I had never thought about before at a meeting. We have an agenda, this is what we got to do.
You can learn them in a book, practicing them in real life, or in as close to real life as you can get in a simulation, was a completely different twist on that process. And I thought there was a lot of value in that. I thought there was a lot of value.
It was a great aspect there. It put us in a different world instead of just in the book.
I believe that the way we dealt with the conflict was almost tailored to the theory. I think we applied that, and as we sat back and we objectively looked at how we dealt with the conflict, it was almost bottom numbers from the theory and how we dealt with it. So
it's a chance to experiment with different leadership styles in a non-threatening environment. I mean, you're afraid to venture out in a real meeting, and come off certain particular ways. But in this program, you don't have that mantra hanging over you. It's that cloak is gone, so you can basically do whatever you want and see how it turns out. It's a good place to experiment.
I was able to better be an effective team.
It caused us to become a group.
Without that, I don't think we would have been, as a team wouldn't have come together as quickly as it did, and been so supportive when we needed to.
We went from a group to a team.